I just wanted to say a quick thank you to anybody that might be watching this video and remind you guys that I am 21 and I've only been in this field for about a little over 2.5 years. The original video I made about 18 months ago has become corrupted, so this is what I was able to make now, so I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks.
Okay, so here we are. This is my my main box that I work out of from day to day. It's changed quite a bit, obviously, since the first video you guys have seen. Yeah, I'm not good at these videos, but I'll try my best. Start off the bat from my old box, which there. I have moved all my sockets, which are pretty much all the same sockets that I had in that video. I just condensed them all to rails. Obviously, so I got my 3/8 impacts, chromes, metrics, standards. Got my 1/4 inch silver eagles. Don't use these a whole lot. I mainly use the 5/16, sometimes the 10, sometimes the 13. That's about it though, as far as 1/4 inch goes. Got my bit driver set, my Sun X set. My grandma got this for me on Amazon, actually. I use this more than I use my Silver Eagle set because it's all in a handy little case. Mainly use this for interior stuff, so it comes in handy with just little Torx bits. Pretty nice. This here, if you are at a Peterbilt dealership for sure, you're going to want one of these or need one. The shop might already have them. They look like a big Y. This here I got off Amazon, I believe, for like 35 bucks. And instead of having to hunt down a Y all the time, I just have this ready to go. Grab it myself on the, I believe it's the 16 plus. The My 16 trucks, they flipped a pin, so little adapter, and I keep it just right there ready to go. This is kind of my quick drawer, or if you want to call it a drawer. It's kind of where I know where everything's going to be, socket wise. I got my pry bars, I got my extensions here. These are 1/2 inch here. I believe these are Harbor Freight ones here. Yeah, that was a Pittsburgh. And then these are just, I think these are also Pittsburgh. Actually, my nicer ones I don't use as much because they're a Wobble Plus, and I don't mind breaking these because they're, you know, a dime a dozen. Because I abuse them, I'm gonna be honest. And, you know, I've got my decent sized pry bars over here. We'll start from left to right, obviously. Got my speaker, just, you know, get it plugged in and go like that. I got my reach tools here that I've honestly used maybe once or twice. Got my big pry, my bigger pry bar. And on the left side of my cart, I just got my screwdrivers here. These are all Doyle, so it's not like I've got some Matco or Snap-on ones just hanging out on the outside. And even if I did, I trust these guys enough. Nothing would happen. I just keep random things, whatever I might be using, whatever I use last, and I have a can still, I'll toss it in here. So brake clean and some paint for doing frame mods. You know, paint it, make it look nice when you're done. 1/2 inch standards. Here's that 15/16 that I use pretty much daily. It's Matco ADV. And she's pretty beat up. She ain't bad. I haven't had any issues at all with ADV, actually. I know a lot of people don't like ADVs for whatever reason, because, you know, offshore or not, I don't really care. If it has a warranty, I'm going to buy it anyway. Just a, you know, standard tape measure. These are all Tecton back here, same ones as I've had. Don't really use those too much. You can kind of see what I use more just based off of what the dirt looks like on them. You know, I don't clean the rails because I don't, you know, I'm not here after work to, you know, clean off. I'm, you know, done with my day, I want to go home. Got my knock sensor socket from Matco. Comes in handy, especially right around now. These are awesome, actually. If you guys get toe ins a lot, this right here is what you want. If you're always hanging drive shafts and having to torque them up, put this bad boy on there and get any angle you need. Definitely worth the 15-20 bucks it cost. Use it all the time. And then here's my little quick access half cut Kool-Aid bin that I still have from the other box. I just got, you know, my standard metric Allens, things that I use on a daily basis, or, you know, might run into needing. So my 12s, my 12 mil, 10 mil, 8 mil, 5/16, and I think maybe a 14 is in there. Yeah, 14's in there. And, you know, I've got, you know, like this for backing off disc brakes, just so you don't have to get those ones that shear off all the time. Those are a pain. Knock sensor rethread tool, some wobbles and odds and ends, so nothing too special. Hood prop that we use for adjusting clutches on our own, or really doing a lot of sketchy things, to be honest. Pushing radiators forward and doing things to make it work. So the thing's awesome. Bolt gauge back there, my AC card, and some towels that come with microfibers that come with the Icon stuff. You know, just kind of have them. Got my lights up here. My favorite one is a stream light. I don't really use lights like this much anymore here lately, now that I've been on day shift. Get an old Cornwall one that's kind of doesn't really work much anymore, but I still have it because it's good to have a backup. Here's my favorite light by far. This Braun from Harbor Freight. 20 bucks on sale. This thing is awesome to have. I absolutely love this light. There's countless reviews online. I got it because Kuhn Trucking recommended it, actually, and I love this light a lot. But moved into my drawers. You know, nothing too special. I just got, you know, I get everything from, you know, Icon, just because I've warranted this out twice, actually. This is the 1/2-inch flex head. I had some binding issues, but, you know, on my way home, stop at Harbor Freight, warranted out, no questions asked, whatever. Gets the job done for what I use it for. Matco straight that I've had, don't really use that much at all. Still my favorite, you know. My gear wrench. I like the semi-locking far better than anything else. My pass-through ratchet, my sockets are actually in that box. Here are the bits for this screwdriver here, this Husky screwdriver, the multi-bit. I don't really remember why I put that in here. To be honest, I've never used it here, so don't know, to be honest. My Matco pick that I actually use for installing two-piece windows helps by pushing that. You can push that seal up in the corner sometimes. You don't really need it, it just comes in handy to have and help. An extension with a 33 mil for torquing plug nuts, a self-locking tire filler because the Harbor Freight one sucked and took forever to fill, so I got this thing. I hate standing in front of tires when I air them up, so I got this for like 30 bucks on Amazon. 30 or 40 bucks. Craftsman Mirror with a light. Don't really use that much. I just use my phone to take a video, whatever I'm trying to look at, or a picture, you know, plus then what guys up front can see it when you're doing it that way. Harbor Freight breaker bar still. Here's some Icon 3/8 actually. This one I got for free with the after the recall. I got the coupon they sent me after, and I finally ended up getting one of these. I do have some binding issue, I'm not gonna lie, with this already. I've never really used it on high torque applications, but I have had issues where it does start to bind, so that's kind of a bummer. But mainly I use that gear wrench one, the semi-locking up here, and then on my Matco one there. So yeah. There's this bad boy that I got used actually for a pretty good deal, and still got a warranty, so I don't really care if it's new or used. It's a actual locking head flex Matco. Don't really use it much, but when I do need it, it comes in handy, especially when doing chassis work. These I got for college graduation actually, but these are the nanos or low profile 3/8 sockets from Sunix, going, if I can focus, going from 6 mil up to 19, or yeah, 19. And then I've got the 1/2-inch set as well here that goes all the way up to, I think, 24, yeah, 24 mil. Don't use them a lot, but when I do use them, they come in handy a lot. Just a 1/4" ratchet Silver Eagle, don't really use that. I do use this a lot for doing after treatment work and interior work. My gear wrench, semi-locking 1/4". Use that way more than that. Actually, my most used sockets are my gear wrench by far. Same picks, gear wrench, you know, it's whatever. They work. Sometimes the blade will come out of the handle, and I'll just put some silicone on there and just shove it back in, and it's good for a couple months. It does it again, but don't use them all the time. But when I do need them, they're nice to have. They're pretty cheap too. Matco Super Scrapers. This is my second set of these, actually. My other set vanished, so I don't know what happened to those, but I bought a second set because I loved them. So yeah, still got them. Well, I got new ones, I should say. Wrench drawer, not much has changed. I still got that same gear wrench set that I had to start out with, that 44 piece, I believe it was, that I got off Amazon for like 200 bucks. 15/16 is what I use the most, obviously. And the 9/16. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I mean, it's all scratched up and beat up, but it's because I throw it, and not throw it, but scoot it across the ground. It slams into frames and everything else you can think of. I did buy these, the extra long ratcheting metrics. 19 is nice to have for doing clutches for the linkages, and if you're replacing the box, the upper box on a Peterbilt, you will love these things, especially the 19. 15 I don't use much, but when I do need it for like turbos and stuff, it's pretty nice. And then 13 I use all the time because Packard. And then the standard ratcheting ones that I've had, nothing too special. I just got a Tecton 3/8 impact screwdriver, or whatever you call it, and my stubby set that I've had forever. Oh, I did get these actually. I did get a set of these icons, offset. If I had to do it again, I'd definitely buy the Capri set because they have a little bit more of an offset to them. But I bought this whole set specifically for that 5/8. On some of the Cummins engines, the way they are set up with the manual transmissions, there's one bolt that is behind the clutch arm that is impossible to get to without one of these, it seems like. Or you're pulling that arm off and doing it that way, but I prefer just to use this, take a little bit of time, get in there. I like it. I think it's worth the 50 bucks I paid for the set. This drawer is kind of rare to get into. I just keep all my daily stuff in here. You know, I keep the pocket screwdriver in my pocket, the magnet. Here's my go-to flashlight that I use every day. Streamlight rechargeable. I love this thing. 2 brightness modes. Love it. Some brushes and my knife that I keep in my pocket. Just a little Cricut. Pretty nice. You know, fits in your pocket. Can cut through, you know, good stuff, I guess. Just got that today because I ruined the other one. I did upgrade to the .85s. They were on buy one get one again this year with our Matco dealer, and my 90 degree of my 3/4 horse actually disappeared. I know where it went, but I will not say. So buy one get one, 253. Got both of them again. This is the old 3/4 horse. My straight one for the .85 is actually in the other box. That's back up. This ratchet's still going strong 2 years later. I mean, it's pretty beat up now, but love this thing. Windshield tool, a wrench extender that I still use quite a bit. Not as much as I used to, though. Same impact and same 3/8 impact. Same Milwaukee vice grips, same punch set. Oh, and I got a Capri blowgun for free when I bought a new socket set for at home, or triple square set at home for my Volkswagen. Here's my plier and electrical drawer. Same pliers for the most part. I bought a set of cheap oil bolt cutters for these these frame mods that we got to do. Sometimes it's nice to have these to cut some of the really small bolts that you'd have to cut with a die grinder otherwise, and it's not really worth throwing sparks. A set of Capri Snips I got for free also from Capri on a promotion. Little flush cutters. They kind of have a little give to them. I don't use them much because of that, but I still have them. They're free. Icon set that I bought when I was waiting for these to be warrantied out because he was gone for a week. These suck. Well, sorry. They suck in my opinion because I like to have the spring return mechanism. Like that. So, I warranted these out like 3 or 4 times. These are my favorite by far. New hose pinch off pliers. Got some turning tools for PACCAR, tubing cutter. Use these to block off fuel dosers when testing those for services sometimes. And then just radio removing, and then I have studs right there for doing clutches and flight wheels. Fluke, the electronic lead test kit. I use it quite a bit. I got this for free actually because we get a reward every quarter for donating to charity. So my work technically bought this for me. Lyle oil filter cap socket set. Don't really use that much. I just use the 1 1/4 if I ever have to do a service on a PACCAR. These suck. Don't buy these. This also is broken. If you're gonna buy one of these, buy a better one, not one that you max out after 5 months of use. Digital readout, probe, test leads. These are my extractors off Amazon. I bought them for doing PACCARs have this passenger side of the engine. They have these coolant pipes that are plastic for some reason. They love to break, so got this for helping me extract those. Works awesome, not even gonna lie. For how much it costs, I'd buy it all over again. And I just have some swap Gnostics that people had diag that weren't bad. Then the customer let me keep them because they wanted to keep the new part in there anyway. So, you know, just to do quick tests to verify my work before I for sure say it needs what it needs. You know, coolant level and a water pump. What do I got down there? Oh, more disconnects and more back probes. Close that up. Here's my mostly newest updated drawer. This is just my DVOM and more test leads are all. I just keep it in here because it's easier for me just to grab the handle and take it out wherever I need, rather than have it all just a bundle in my hand. Relay bypasses really come in handy for like refrigerators and diagnosing stuff inside of the cab where you can send the current to it with one of these. Really comes in handy. Same disconnect tools. I believe I had these, just Milwaukee bits that I got from old farm and barn. Some more lights that I got. Out in the dumpster. Harbor Freight. Christmas for my grandma. And I love those things. They all work great. This thing is my baby. Absolutely love it. I was putting it off for so long. I finally bought it and I use it every day now. I was using this one for a very long time, like almost a year before I bought this. Very worth the upgrade here, especially if I'm doing steps and putting that nano 18 mil on here on the skeleton steps. This thing is awesome. No more wobbles, it'll fly off. Just the drill, and then I got the big boy 1/2 inch impact high torque. Usually I don't use this much except for when I'm outside. If I'm inside, I'm using my air, just because our shop air is way higher than what that thing can output. And then my junk drawer, kinda. I just got my hammers down here. You know, these are the same hammers that I've had. None of them have broken. I mean, this one's falling apart. I absolutely destroyed it. But, you know, they held up pretty good. I don't remember what brand these even were. Just an Amazon rebrand. 2 sets of them I've set at home too, and they work great. Well, I had them at school. Remote air ups. I can use the glad hands to air up trucks outside that need to be towed in. Another version of that for Caterpillar. Another version for and this is another Caterpillar one. I have one in here for a PACCAR. There's one for a PACCAR. Some polishing stuff for PDIs, some oil filter wrenches that haven't been touched in forever, and these Doyle oversized pliers that they're just for def tank sensors that are really common right now if you can get one. And then I bought these because they were on COVID clearance because somebody had opened them and they returned them, and because COVID, ooh, big deal. And I got them for like $8. Some actuators that I got out of a wrecked truck for testing purposes, and that's about it for that drawer. Nothing too special. And on the right side, like I said, here's that there, Matco. And my baby gear wrench that I love so much. And more pry bars. Oh, I forgot about this. I do have a rope ratchet. I saw this also on Coon Trucking that I got, and this thing is so worth it for hanging drive lines, helping with fan hubs, anything you can think of. This thing just, and for the 20 bucks it cost, I'm so happy that that he found it and recommended it. Going on to my big box, my overflow box. I did buy one of these. I kept breaking the shop one a lot, actually, the shop handle. So went ahead and bought this. It's a Grows or Grews, however you say it. I love this thing. The guys in the shop have used it more than I have, but it's definitely worth the 100 bucks I paid for it on Amazon. Got it in 2 days, and it can wax stuff. I mean, it's this job. It's pretty great. US General mat. I mean, it's a rip off of the grip mats, but it's cheaper. I can buy just one. I don't have to pay for shipping, and it's right there. So I bought it. Don't really care who makes it. Everybody rebrands, so I don't care. Husky Neil mat, mine that I had last time you would have saw caught on fire when I was cutting frame bolts once. So went ahead and got the Husky one at Christmas for like 10 bucks. I mean, it's soft. I don't really use as much as I used to, but it's still there. My charging station. I got 2 of the Milwaukee ones. I got my Streamlight here, and I got a Blue Point and a Snap-on. My DeWalt went home when I got the new Milwaukee stuff, so I have the community charging station. Everybody plugs their stuff in my box for the most part if they're around, because I like to have electric stuff. Here's kind of my overflow. I don't really use much in this box that often, in all honesty. That's kind of why it's here. All these sockets, all these back here, all these here, I mean, literally all these sockets are all 12 point, so they kind of are forbidden for me, and they just stay in here. They don't get used. Here's the pass-through socket set. Again, doesn't get used much, but it does come in handy to have. My 3/4 extendable ratchet from, I think Easy Red makes them, but Matco was cheaper at the time, so I got it through Matco. These Icon universal sockets that I actually got for like 50 bucks. It's a $130 something set. I got for 50 bucks because it was missing one socket. I think it was like the 16, which I don't even use much here. So I thought, why not? I bought them, and I've used one of them. So I should thought the 16 is here, so I must be missing like a 14 or something. These Snap-on electric torque wrenches. If I do non-chassis work, these are what's being used, especially for angles. I got the 3/8 and the 1/2 inch I bought from a buddy who got out of the business. Same rail here. Again, more 12 point sockets. I don't know why I have those. I had to have them for school. And then I got, tire tool here and some backup sockets that I got because I thought that mine were gone and ended up finding them right after I bought these ones. So these ones should stay in here. I got a 5/8 and I think it's a 10 mil. E-Torques for steering gears, and then a bunch of Allen's miscellaneous for whatever I would need. And like I said, some of these are missing because they're in that box that I actually use on a daily basis. And then I got my Matco bill book, or receipt book, right there. Got overflow bits in here, and then different miscellaneous things. Welding gloves, regular gloves, welding hat, gloves I use every day. And these are all for, basically, these are for winter, outside. These are what I use inside every time. These are amazing. I absolutely love these gloves, the cut ones from Milwaukee. My Rubik's Cube, when I get really frustrated, I'll do this a few times and I'll be fine. Cornwall Extensions that I don't really use anymore because we don't have a Cornwall guy anymore, and I cannot warranty these out if they were to break, so therefore I don't use them. These don't get used because I have the well, I have those, so I still have them, but that's all I got. So I got studs here for doing rear ends that I made out of head bolts out of a Packard. Out of a Packard. Just cut them off and made some studs, different lengths. So there's that Icon set. It's kind of overflow, like I said. So 1.25 up to 1.5 inches. Don't use them much, but when I do, I'd use the 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. I've never used an 1 5/16. Then I've got 25 through 32 in here. Don't really use these much at all, really. Kind of rare. And then my overflow of the Matco extra longs that I don't use. I use the 10 mil sometimes, especially on the heater control valves for these def tank sensors. But it's not often that we actually have the part and are able to replace it, so it just stays in here. And then my Pittsburgh backup breaker bar, or not breaker bar, pry bar. The forbidden screwdrivers, again, don't use. We don't have a dealer, so I'm not going to use them. This is awesome for the coolant return manifolds. They're really hard to get, and I had them order me one just like I always had one for when one rots out. It eats away at the bolt through there, and really can't use it. These don't get used. You can tell by the the rust that's actually starting on them. That, yeah, probably clean those. Actually, I don't know if they're getting that bad. I haven't opened this drawer in a while. More detail brush set that I got for Christmas. Just, you know, you have to have for dosers and cleaning off gasket material and such. Pretty much empty. I got one little pry bar here, another little one there. These kind of are oddball ones I don't really have a use for. This is for doing rear bushings on some Peterbilt suspensions, knocking them out, driving them in. Extra airline disconnect tool. I have the whole set in there, but this is a spare one because my other set I left it in a truck except for this one, so that's why I bought the second set. Those are okay. I mean, they're just a rebrand Capri, but they suck to get into tight areas, so I don't use them. Gasket scraper set. Don't use this anymore because I have the super scrapers. Miscellaneous drawer. I've got spare ball bearing for the inputs on a transmission, because a lot of them with the PTO now you're supposed to be using a roller bearing style, not a ball bearing style. So comes in the kit, nobody wants them, I keep them. They'll come in handy eventually. I just use this as a cover when I'm pulling transmissions, when I pull the tower off to keep stuff from falling down in there, because I don't want that. I don't want it to come back on me. We got some more sensors for coolant tanks. I don't know why I keep collecting them. Some miscellaneous drill bits, some batteries, and turbo gasket, and my I call it my steering wheel puller, but it's a harmonic balancer puller from when Sears went out of business. A right hand stock that's known to be good, that came out of a wrecked truck that got rolled over. A random exhaust gasket. Here's all my training material. My air hammer, my inspection camera, diag lines for fuel, snap ring pliers, and more paperwork for training. Tap and die set from Matco. Nothing special here. There's that spare straight. My bump light that I've used a few times. It's pretty dirty though, because it's been kind of drugged through some muck. Some stickers. Nothing. And then my miscellaneous, you know, dial indicator, my blue point drill, spare motor for a blower motor for $389. Just random stuff, basically. With the chemicals and my bag for when I do road calls. And then my 1/2 inch snap-on impact that's old as dirt. Got my roller cart there. Harbor Freight just for doing under truck work, because I'm fat and lazy and don't want to have to get in and out 20 times. I put all my stuff in there, rolled under once. Roll parts out on it, PTOs out on it. Just a lot easier and worth the 20 bucks. Winter sweatshirt for working outside or inside. And come around the back, and it is honestly still the same. So nothing special back here, just my license plate and my diag test lead set. So no, it's not a lot, but after 2 years, this is kind of what I've amassed. That's what I work out of from day to day. I don't do a whole lot of engine work outside of the EPA 13, EPA 17 PACCARs, and now the EPA 21s. I do some Cummins work, X15s, ISXs, and I do a couple cats every now and again. But mainly this is what gets me through the day. I do a lot of frame work, a lot of chassis work, some engine work, a lot of check engine lights here recently. But yeah, if anybody has any questions, I know I don't have the biggest amount of tools and it's not all name brand, but honestly, who cares? I'm sure people are going to let me know in the comments about how dumb I am for not buying all Snap-on or all Matco, and they can chuck rocks for all I care. But you know, 21 years old, been in this for 2 years in school, so this is what I got to show for it as of now. I'm very proud of what I have. So I know they are, it's very dirty right now just because it's harvest season and everything pulling in here is covered in anything you can think of, but just a Matco 4 Series cart and 4 Series box. But I love them and they're mine. So if anybody has any questions, let me know.